Hello, this is Kathy Cassidy back with another chapter of Love from Lexi. This time it's chapter 5. So I hope you're all doing well. Another day in lockdown, another day when it's cool to escape into a story. And chapter 5 is called Poster Girl, and just before the chapter itself starts, in between chapter 4 and 5 we have a picture of a poster that Lexi has made, and I'm going to try and show you that so you kind of see if I can. Oh, yep. I'm so bad at this, but anyway, hopefully you can read it, and I'm going to read it out to you as well. So this is Lexi's poster. It says, "Lost and found. Lost your way? Want to be part of a unique group that is crazy, creative, inclusive, caring, cool? We are going to be awesome, and we need you. Come along to the meeting room at Bridge Street Library on Monday the 12th of April at 5 p.m. All year groups welcome. Love from Lexi." So that's Lexi's poster. And here is chapter 5 proper. Poster Girl. Nobody pays much attention to the notice board at Milford Park Academy. It's enemy territory, a place where announcements about clubs and trips and sports fixtures jostle for space with posters about cleaning your teeth or calling Childline. Most kids swarm past as they cross the foyer on the way to lessons, a stormy sea of black blazers and stripy ties pulled dangerously askew. It's break time now, and I take the poster from my bag, unroll the rectangle of Ordnance Survey map and smile at the wobbly, hand-painted words. I have just pinned one corner to the notice board when an ear-splitting yell curdles the air. I whirl around to see two boys circling round each other warily, a small crowd gathering in case something kicks off. One of the boys is tall, a year 11 maybe. The other is smaller, an infamous year 9 kid called Marley Hayes. His younger brother Dylan was in my class when I switched primary schools. He still pops up in some of my classes now. Dylan's okay, but his brother is most definitely trouble. I bite my lip, watching warily to see what he'll do. The older kid seems to be taunting, teasing, because suddenly Marley launches himself forward, shoving the other boy backwards. The two of them are on the ground, wrestling and grunting. The air crackles with swear words and threats. More kids appear, screening the fighters from view, but I hear a crunching sound as an especially powerful punch hits home. A muffled whimper, the sound of ripping cloth. "Quick, Simpson's coming," someone hisses. "Run!" The foyer empties in a blink. Kids stampede in assorted directions until the space is deserted except for me, my poster, and Marley Hayes. It's pretty clear that Marley has taken a beating. He struggles to his feet and takes a few faltering steps towards me, dazed. Another few steps and I notice the tear in his shirt sleeve, the thin rivulet of blood that seeps from his nose. Even in this shell-shocked and damaged state, Marley has something about him, a bad boy aura that has lots of my classmates in thrall. His messy brown fringe and piercing blue eyes just add to the appeal. He stumbles to a halt beside me, resting a hand against the notice board to steady himself. Mr. Simpson, the head teacher, strides into the foyer, and I remind myself that rescue missions are not just for runaway tortoises and boxes of old maps and sheet music. I take a clean tissue from my pocket and hand it to Marley, who grabs it to staunch the nosebleed, wiping the evidence away. "What's going on?" Mr. Simpson roars, his voice echoing around the foyer. "Has someone been fighting?" His eyes fix on us, and I grab the poster and shove it at Marley to hide his ripped sleeve and rumpled shirt, which seems to have a muddy footprint across it. "No, sir," I reply. "No fighting. It's just us." I definitely heard something, the head teacher growls. No noise? No trouble? Didn't see a thing, sir, I say, shrugging. He scans about, looking for clues. There are plenty. A small splash of blood on the dark lino floor, a lost shirt button, Marley's rucksack hidden behind a bedraggled potted palm. It hardly takes a trained detective to spot these things and put the evidence together. But Mr. Simpson doesn't manage it. What are you up to, Hayes? He demands. No good, I'll be bound. Marley coughs into the borrowed tissue and shows Mr. Simpson the poster. I'm just helping with this, he says in a muffled voice. Not a crime, is it? Mr. Simpson grits his teeth. Not a crime, no, he says, and that makes quite a change for you, Hayes. What exactly are you doing with that handkerchief? Got something to hide? Got a cold, sir, Marley snuffles. The head teacher rolls his eyes exasperated and glances at me. This young man isn't bothering you, I hope. Lexi, isn't it? Yes, sir, I reply. And no, sir, he's not bothering me. He's helping. First time for everything, I suppose, Mr. Simpson mutters. Well, put your poster up and get outside. There's 5 minutes left of break. Bit of fresh air will do you both good. Yes, sir, we say in unison, as he stalks away. The minute he's out of sight, Marley slumps. He stuffs the tissue, now streaked with blood, into a trouser pocket, but the nosebleed seems to have stopped. Thanks, he said. Seriously, what made you do that? Stick up for me. I shrug. At times like this, telling the truth is the best option, so I do. You looked like you needed rescuing. Marley grins, then winces. Rescuing? Yeah, maybe I do. Ouch! That loser kicked me in the ribs. Looks like he kicked you everywhere, I comment. You're a bit of a mess. Better go and see the school nurse. Nah, he says, thanks anyway. Lexi, right? I'll live. He looks down at the poster, still hiding his ripped sleeve and foot-printed shirt, perplexed. What is this, anyway? Lost and found? What's it about? I grin. Well, it's going to be a group, sort of. A group, Marley interrupts. Cool, yeah, well, definitely. This place needs something like that. I'll come along, no worries. My eyebrows shoot up, surprised. Will you? Brilliant. At the library, he checks, studying the poster. Bridge Street Library? It needs to be off-school premises, I explain, so we can all relax and be ourselves without the teachers trying to get involved. It'll give us a bit more freedom. Freedom, yeah. Sure, he says. And they won't mind the noise? Noise? I don't think that will be a problem, I say. Miss Walker, the librarian, says we can use the meeting room. She's cool with it. Great, he says. We'll liven the place up, I guess. Marley is grinning at me, his face alight with enthusiasm. The blue eyes flash with energy, and though I can see a darkness behind it, I find myself drawn in. Marley is clearly bad news, but the lost and lonely come in all guises, and if he wants to come along to my Misfits meeting, I am not about to argue. Let's just say I'm starting to understand what the other Year 8 girls see in him. I play guitar, Marley says, out of nowhere. Electric acoustic. Okay, that's nice, I answer politely. How about you? He demands. How about me what? Musical instrument, he says. What do you play? Tambourine maybe, I offer. I've got one at home, but I'm not actually very musical. Marley rakes a hand through his tousled fringe and laughs. Not musical? Ah, you're cool, Lexi. I like your style. I think I might be blushing. It's probably more of a pink glow than full-on tomato red, but still, Marley Hayes thinks I'm cool and he likes my style. I think he's joking, obviously, but a compliment is a compliment, right? Why were you fighting right just now? I managed to ask. What happened? Marley tilts his chin. No big deal, he tells me. I was dating that lad's sister until last week, but it didn't work out. He wanted me to know he is not happy. Well, I got the message. Sadly, he's bigger than me. One of the Year 11s, I ask. Exactly, Marley concedes, examining the footprint on his shirt. Size 11s too, by the look of it. I seem to have a knack for finding trouble. You do, I agree. That's what everyone says, anyway. Marley frowns at me like he cannot work me out at all, and I bite my tongue hard so I don't say anything else tactless or stupid. Talking to Mary Shelley is never this stressful. Anyway, he's saying, this group thing. Great idea, Lexi. I'll spread the word, tell my friends, and my brother. He might be into it too. Marley pins the poster up on the notice board in a much more obvious place than I'd put it before. See you next Monday. He picks up his rucksack and walks away, whistling, only limping a little. So that's the end of chapter 5, and I will be back tomorrow with chapter 6. I don't know whether I'll be sitting in the garden tomorrow. It's quite funny. I think the birds are probably louder than I am today. And there was a weird siren went off in the middle of that reading, which was a bit strange, but hey, such is life. Everything is a bit strange just now, isn't it? So I hope you're kind of doing okay and managing the whole lockdown thing all right and not missing your friends too much. If you're enjoying listening to Love from Lexi chapter by chapter, you might want to tell your friends. Maybe they can join in and listen along as well. But anyway, I'll be back tomorrow with chapter 6, and you'll find out what happens when the Lost and Found meeting actually takes place, and it's kind of not what you're going to expect. Cheers. See you soon.